How do you show the value of a product on video? My name's Justin Teo. I'm an international speaker. I'm also a video marketer. I've done video marketing campaigns all over the world, like 30 different countries, spoken in 15 different countries. And I truly believe that video is probably the easiest way to show the value of a product if you want to sell something. First off, what you can do, and probably the most important way to do it, is a product demonstration. People obviously can read as much about a product as possible. They may be able to, see photos of it, all that sort of thing. But the videos that really help are the ones where you actually demonstrate the product and how it's used. If you go on YouTube, you're going to find a lot of these unboxing videos. You're going to show these videos where someone takes a camera out of a box and, puts it in, all that sort of stuff, does a road test and all that sort of thing. And people will spend, hours watching something, researching it before they buy it. In the old days, when we wanted to buy something like a TV, we would go to a store, Big Camera or Yodobashi, right? We'd go to a store and we'd go to the salesman. We say, hey, I'm looking to buy a TV. And the salesman would go, well, I've got the perfect one for you. And he'd show you all the different TVs. This one's good, da-da-da. Well, how much is it? Well, okay, blah, blah, blah. And we would learn about the TV from the salesman. In this day and age, Google calls it the ZMOT, the zero moment of truth. Now, everyone already does the research before they go to the store. And if they want to buy a TV, they just go and they say, I want this TV because it's got these specs and da-da-da, and I want the best price, okay? Really, the role of the salesman is just negotiating price because people pretty much already know what it is they want. So how can we get them to that point? The most effective type of video of this is a product demonstration video where you unbox the camera, you take it out, you show the features and all that sort of stuff, and then you actually show the results that you get. And then you give an honest review, a comparison between, say, the latest Sony camera versus the latest Panasonic camera versus the latest Fuji camera, just where you give a really honest opinion. That's what's really going to help build your brand. A really famous YouTube channel called Digital Rev just did that. They basically got two guys, sent them around. The channel is based in Hong Kong, and they sent these guys around Hong Kong just shooting videos and taking photos with these cameras, different lenses, all that sort of stuff, and did a roaring trade on their online store where they sold digital cameras. Okay, so that's number one, product demonstration. Number two, the other way that you can use videos to demonstrate how good a product is, or to build the benefits of a product or a service, is something I do a lot of, which is video testimonials. Video testimonials are incredible because a lot of people these days we know, a lot of the written testimonials you'll find, they're written by copywriters. Yeah, maybe the story is true. Maybe the actual, the result is true. I lost this many kilograms in this many weeks, but the writing of the struggle before and how fat I was and how much it affected my self-esteem and how many other things I tried, all that sort of thing, usually comes from a copywriter. The copywriter not embellishes it, but adds that feeling, that sensation, so that when you're reading the sales letter, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, this is the thing for me. Video, people understand that it's actually really hard unless you have actors to deliver such an effective thing. So that is why, even if you are slightly incongruent on camera, people can tell. And that can be a bad thing, but that can also be a good thing. It's a bad thing because you can't fake it, okay? On camera, if you are slightly not congruent, then people will see straight through you because we're used to seeing actors on TV, all that sort of thing. And most people don't have the ability to pull off emotions and all that things like actors. However, this works in your favor when you actually have proper video testimonials. Like someone who's like, oh wow, this is awesome, this has changed my life. Honestly, before, life was like this and I was da-da-da-da-da, but it wasn't until I discovered this that all of a sudden my life changed, okay? So, the testimonial works really well. And really, what a testimonial is a story. the most effective videos for, building the benefit of a product or a service are actually all stories. Why? Well, there's plenty of reasons why stories work. But honestly, I don't have time to go into all of them, but there are ways that people learn. There are ways that people perceive. And the three main ways of learning is there's auditory learners, there are visual learners, and there are kinesthetic learners. Now, only 10% of the population are auditory. So we can explain something and, people will get it. But maybe you were like me, and at school it was very hard to pay attention. It's because only 10% of the population are auditory. And school is one of the most auditory environments in the world. You get in there, it's a teacher, and they're just talking to you. And auditory people do very well at school. However, 90% of the population are either visual, they're the guys looking out the window going, when is this lesson going to end? Or kinesthetic, they're the ones, who are always on their pens, clicking them, they're bored, right, in class. They need to flick the pen, they need to take the camera apart, they need to build things with their hands, okay? So, why are stories so good for selling or building value for a product? Auditory people can listen to it, visual people can picture it, okay? There was a time when I didn't know what was going to happen, I couldn't see, You can paint a picture for the visual people, but you can also add emotion, you can add feeling for those people who are kinesthetic. And when you combine all three together, you get something that people will remember forever. The best example I can give of this is when you see basically the story behind the creation of a product, or how, someone invented something. Those are the ones that work super, 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 super well. So there you go. You've got testimonials, you got story, you also have basically the first thing that I spoke about, which was a product demonstration. But ultimately, really, anything that kind of shows people going from zero to hero, okay? A transformation from when they had, they were, something that they can offer that transformation. Because at the end of the day, why do people buy products and services and things from you? Because it adds value to their life in some way, shape, or form. And how do we add value to it? Well, it's by changing their life. So if you can demonstrate this on a video rather than explain it, it'll work good. And here's probably the final thing that I'll leave you with. We can talk about features all day long, but features are great for intellectually understanding it, okay? This camera has a 16mm lens, great, okay? It's got a 1.4 aperture, great. It's a feature. But the thing is, most people don't understand what the feature means. It's very logical, okay? It's the tangible. But where do we make decisions in our brain? Do we make decisions based on logic, or do we make decisions based on emotion? Well, when it comes to buying decisions, we make it with the emotion side of our brain, believe it or not. That's where we get things like buyer's remorse. Have you ever bought something and then afterwards thought, why did I buy that? Oh my gosh, I really, for me it's surfboards. Justin, you've already got 4 surfboards, why did you? It's because at that time when I saw the surfboard, my emotion took over and I made that decision, okay? So, how do we turn things that are logical into something that appeals to the emotional side of the brain? We use benefits. And the easiest way to talk about features in terms of benefits is by using what's so good about that. Those are the 5 magic words. So this lens has this lens is 16mm. What's so good about that is that it gives a wider shot in a smaller amount of space. What's so good about that is it means I can shoot videos in a very small space. What's so good about that is it means that I don't really need to find a studio, because I'm in lockdown right now. I don't need to find a studio. I don't need to go anywhere. I can just shoot it at home. So it saves me time, saves me convenience. It makes me look good, right? The aperture is 1.4. What's so good about that? It means it allows more light in, so I can shoot without a lighting setup. I'm actually here in a room and it's only a window that's lighting me up right now. And I still look pretty good. I hope I do anyway. I don't need to, find a place to put lights and all that sort of thing. But even in a lockdown, I can make amazing videos. So, hopefully this is starting to make sense. Build the benefits, speak to emotion, show the transformation, do a product demonstration, but most importantly, tell stories. Tell your customer's story, tell your story on video. So, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.